Well, hello everyone. If you're watching this, well, this one's a little different, and I got some fun, exciting news, I guess, at least for me, because I am going to switch some things up. And naturally, as I've done podcasts, I might as well do a little video and show it to everybody and get people curious and interested in what I'm about to basically kind of pitch forward, actually. So, in this whole world of AgTech I've been around in for 30 plus years, and the other namings of it from the past, I've taken in a lot, and a lot of the writing I've done and these video podcast montages have been a good way to get that thought out. You get the message out, talk about hard things, talk about interesting things from different perspective. And it's all been kind of building and culminating into something that I maybe didn't really even know I was thinking about. And I will say the last 6 months, I've been kind of a little confused on which path to take, because traditionally I worked in, building software, supporting, selling ag software, or, something like that, whether it's, with the good old family company, with someone else, doing some consulting on the side, whatever. And while I've done that and know like everybody that does it, or met people throughout the world. I mean, I haven't met everybody, but a lot of people kind of, know my story and who I am and how I talk about this stuff. I was dabbling into maybe diving deeper and, I'll build something, I'll do this. And, the reality is it's hard and the ag economy is weird right now. Not saying I don't want to do things like that, but I've kind of started to realize that's really not how I can help. There are, 1,000 ways to take an idea and build something from it. And in reality, I've been doing that the whole time, but I haven't been doing the full extent of it. So while I've been kind of chasing some of these other thoughts and ideas, I've decided to kind of put myself out there in a different way. You could say, I am open to work, but I'm open to work with you because I'm trying to almost start kind of a new ag tech media content hub for myself, with me and myself. Of course, I want to get others to come in too. There's a lot of other people that have things they want to say. There's more things I want to say in a different way. But it's not to do maybe the past criticisms or my cynical nature from the past. A lot of that came from frustrations of when the industry was actually just too chaotic. There was too much money and too many ideas floating around. And it's almost weird when like the ag economy is in a down state, you actually people can kind of see more of the reality. And anybody that there's, fighting the game right now, you're fighting the game. That means you want to, you have passion, you're in it. And I've always said that, and I like to talk about that. So I am trying to find a way to get more of that out there, get more of your stories out there. And that comes down to I'm going to start, reformat this whole podcast into an AgTech expose of others. While I've always kind of wanted to build my thing or something of that nature, really, I just want everything to work. I want everyone to have success. There's plenty of room. There's plenty of room, more room for adoption. I think we all get that. And there's a million things that means. But really, I want to use my voice and my history, my understanding to help you. Now that comes in a few different ways. One is, as I mentioned, changing my podcast format. Now, I dove into this early on when I kind of started it. I interviewed some interesting, CEOs and leaders in the, AgTech umbrella. And, we had long conversations. Heck, usually most of them were over an hour talking through all these different pieces. It was too much. But during that time, I got a lot of good feedback from that. What ended up happening is I got kind of busy in other stuff in life and I just couldn't get them out. Scheduling things was tougher. You learn and you live. And then once I've got back into this more one-on-one thing, it's been good. I like it. It's kind of a self-therapy and I can kind of talk about more poignant intricacies of things. But there's something missing kind of too. And after talking with quite a few people and just different conversations over the summer, it's kind of built up to, I need to get back to that. At the same time, I've had a lot of people ask in different various ways over the years, like, hey, why don't you put advertising on? Why don't you, charge for XYZ? I've always been a little skittish around that, as I don't want that to kind of ruin that independent voice. At the same time, I need to be realistic with myself. My time is worth something too. My knowledge, my history, my connections, my following of things, that's worth something. And so I want to combine all that together. And when we're in a down ag economy and down ag tech economy too, I've lived through these. I've bled through them. Not everyone has. And that's where maybe I could help, is bring the light from it out more so more people can see it. Because one of the first things that is getting kind of drawn off with budgets and all that is, technology is just this. No, certain parts, some parts not. But it needs to be, the story needs to be different. I've kind of alluded to this a little bit, but there's a need to shift the storyline and to showcase what everyone's doing a little different. And that's where I can help. And that's what I want to do. Now, I also do want to charge something for that. And that's what my AgTech expose is going to be about. So I'm switching the podcast. I'm going to do basically hour-long, maybe 30 minutes. Half of it is looking at your software product, and the other 30 minutes is just kind of talking about stuff in the industry, in the business, and all that stuff. And it'll be a fee, and I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to put a whole write-up on your company and your product on my newsletter. Not my LinkedIn one, though. I'm going to go back to my Substack, I think, newsletter, where I can kind of focus on that part. And then my LinkedIn one is going to be more of my little quick quips. I'm still going to talk about a lot of stuff. I'm going to do shorter little videos every day and kind of combine it together. That's still going to be my little personal voice, which I want to do that. But I really want to turn more of the podcasting part and the newsletter part into showcasing what everybody has out there and what they can do and what the real potential is. Beyond that, there are some other, I'll say, media parts within ag that seemingly want to work with me on that. To actually not only take these videos that we could do in these newsletters and the content, but expand it out even further. So think of some media groups that are much larger and have a much larger reach than me to farmers and ag businesses, but working with them. It's kind of a build towards that. Still working on the intricacies of what that means, but really it's being kind of this ag tech voice to help others in the industry get their stories out, get their messages out in a way that, makes sense and doesn't get drawn off into the shadows, really, of technology. There's plenty that have been burnt out that aren't around anymore. And there's going to be more, unfortunately. But there's still a lot of hope. And I really want to turn the tide in saying to not only farmers, but ag businesses, and to help them understand that maybe the best way to actually help get through a downturn is using technology more and in a little different light. And that takes an intricate kind of way to think through it. So I want to help you get that out and get that out to the world. That's what I'm going to do. That's kind of where I'm going to start. That's the simple piece, really. And if you go on my website, Uncensored.com, I have a little thing on there. Says be on my podcast or my newsletter. There's a form on there you can fill out. If you're interested, fill it out. It says some pricing on there and kind of general expectations of what I'm talking about. There is a little nuance and there's more that can be done. So, part of it, like I said, is showcasing your product and then talking about the business and even yourself as a leader or wherever you sit. Then I can expand it a little further of really diving deep in how your product really works. It's one thing to kind of showcase it. It's another thing how intricately it really works. That becomes kind of an add-on, as you'll see. And there's a lot of other things I can do. You want me to host some custom podcasts for you and be this kind of personality? Yeah, let's do it. I am great at that. It's a thing that I've found that I'm good at. So let's do that too. Or there's other things, writing, specialty things, kind of putting a different spin on things. And that's where the other side comes into it. While I've dabbled in consulting here and there, I've never really said, here I am, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to do it more. And if you go on my website too, and I'll have it on LinkedIn and stuff too, I'm going to have the AgTech consulting page on there and things that I could help with. Now, there's a lot of different ways I could help. And, strategy, business, kind of properly setting up story and marketing and stuff like that. So those are all things I'm trying to build towards as well. So if you're interested in talking to me on that, let me know. I can send some other information to you. Beyond that, there's something else I'm putting together. I don't want to tell you about it quite yet, but it combines all these things together to get your message out even further and to help kind of compare yourselves to others and to what's available and to make it more known and easier to find you. And when I say you, I mean anyone that's built any kind of AgTech product or hardware or whatever and expanded to a lot of things. So that's where things are at. And that's what I'm going to move forward in and push further. So I'm putting this out there. Hopefully you watch this. I'm trying to keep it under 15 minutes to make it approachable. But I'd love to help you. This industry needs it, not only ag, but the tech side and the precision side and the smart side and all these things. I've been in this long enough and have a big enough passion that I can help you get your voice out, get your product out in a little different way. Maybe directly, maybe a little indirectly, maybe something in between. Through some media, through some writing, through some strategies, through even connecting you with other people. Maybe you're an ag retailer that is saying, oh, I need to rechange all my tech stack. Well, let me help you figure out who fits right. I know a lot of groups. Maybe you're a large farm and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do here. Let me help you. Maybe you're an AgTech software. It's like, we seem stuck. We got to find where other clients can be. Well, I know of others. Let me help you. There's a lot of pieces within that. And everyone's story is going to be a little different. But I found I can do that. So let me help you. And yeah, I could use a little bit of scratch on the back too, because I'm worth it. And you're worth it too. Let's work together. And I don't want to dive into any of the crappy things as much, because actually there's a lot less crappy things. We've been starting to figure stuff out. So maybe I'll be a little less cynical, but I want to fight for you. I want to fight for the industry because I don't want this stuff to fail. I don't want you to fail because that actually makes everyone look bad, even myself. So let's work together. We'll go on my website. It's not perfect. I'm just kind of starting to roll this stuff out. Go on there, see what you think. I'm trying to get a list of people to do these exposés on. I want to kind of get like 3, 4, 5 kind of done before I really put them out there and kind of re-engage everybody with it. Same with getting that on the newsletter. So I'm going to put a bunch of stuff out, a bunch of links, a bunch of fun crap to look over. But like I said, I think this is the way I can help, and is the way I want to help. And by all means, if you have some big ideas and ways I can help you, maybe it's a really big project. Hey, sure, I'm willing to listen. Heck, if someone really wants to just employ me full time and pay me a bunch of money, sure, I will listen. I would rather help a lot of people at the same time, to be honest, instead of just one group. I want to help broadly. So if you're interested and need a little extra push and jolt, I'm pretty good at what I do there. Let me help you. Other than that, I'm just going to start rolling out more and more things on this, and you'll see more of it. But here's my kind of introduction to that. I hope to hear from many of you about your interest around it. Feel free to reach out to me. Ask any questions you want, concerns. I don't care. I'll take it in. But that's where I'm at right now. So hope you listen. I hope you kind of like the idea. I hope we'll talk. And we'll see you on the other side, I guess, by trying to help each other. That's what we got to do right now when things are not great. We got to actually help each other. There's plenty of room to fight later down the road for market share. There's plenty out there to have. So let's all help each other. I want to help you, connect you to who can help you, or you connect me to who I can help. Whatever. Let's all figure it out together. That's it for now. More to come. And thanks for listening, and keep on listening and subscribe to all the fun stuff. It's gonna get interesting here. Just gotta trust me. And if you want some of those more little intricate details of things I'm building towards, definitely talk to me. You're gonna want to hear what those things are. So yeah, reach out. You won't regret it. Anyways, I went a little over my 15 minutes. Sorry. Of course I would. We'll see you later. Thanks for following. Thanks for listening to all my craziness and stories and everything. I hope to continue. And until next time, see you, everyone.